are indicative of autistic traits. The higher the score, the more autistic traits you have. Let's figure it out. There has been some whispers, some murmurs, whether or not I possess any sort of learning disabilities, mental disabilities. I'm here to put that to rest. We've got the RAADS-R. You don't know what it is. Kind of just it's like an IQ test in a way to see if you have autism. So I'm here to prove that I do not, in fact, have autism. I have also been drinking kind of steady since I got home. So this could go. I don't know how this could go. I am a sympathetic person. I'd say true now and when I was young. I often use words and phrases from movies until. If you heard how often me and my coworkers quoted Talladega Nights, that should be the RAADS-R test. How often a day do you quote Talladega Nights? And I blow that shit out of the water. I am often surprised when others tell me I have been rude. I would say true only now, just because I can't think of when I was young. No one would tell a little kid that they're rude. But like, I've heard that I'm rude and I really don't mean to be. You know what I mean? I don't know what I do that's rude. Sometimes I talk too loudly or too softly and I am not aware. I have been told that I'm a terrible whisperer and I'm probably too loud when I stream just because I can't hear myself perfectly. So yeah, I often don't know how to act in social situations. Yep. I can put myself in other people's shoes. I would say true only now. I've definitely gotten better about trying to like understand where people come from, you know what I mean? I have a hard time figuring out what some phrases mean. Like, you are the apple of my eye. I still don't know what that means. So there's the answer. I only like to talk to people who share my special interests. Yes, and I am well aware that it's selfish and it's not kind. If you're not talking about something I'm interested in, I don't want to talk. It's terrible. I know that's not how you're supposed to be. If you're not talking about fucking Pokemon tattoos or the gym, I don't want to be a part of it. I focus on details rather than the overall idea. Ooh. This is one I actually got to think about. Yeah, I would say true. I don't know about when I was young. I'll go ahead and say true only now. That's kind of valid though. Yeah, but a lot of, like, I understand that I should be more willing to talk about other people's interests because that's how you develop more interest for yourself and how you like actually just talk to people. But like I feel like that is a normal thing. I always notice how food feels in my mouth. This is more important. Never true. No, I'm not like that. I'm not a big texture guy. I love oysters. Texture is not a big problem to me. I miss my best friends or family when we are apart for a long time. I would get homesick a lot if I'd go stay with some friends, but like sometimes I offend others by saying what I am thinking, even if I don't mean to. I'd say yeah. And it's like I was saying, like, you don't mean to be rude or anything. You just kind of say stuff not knowing that it could be taken a wrong way. I only like to think and talk about a few things that interest me. Yes. Again, why would I want to talk about something that doesn't interest me? I'd rather go out to eat in a restaurant by myself than with someone I know. No, I feel so awkward doing that. I hate that. If you go to a restaurant and say table for one, you need to be put on a list. 100%. I don't know a single, like, that's how every documentary should start, is they ordered a table for, or they reserved a table for one. That's how it should start. I cannot imagine what it would be like to be someone else. I'll say true only now because I've only now become aware of it. Everyone else besides myself is an NPC. If you are not me, you do not exist in reality. You are not real. As soon as I leave, you're gonna despawn. I've been told that I am clumsy or uncoordinated. Yeah, others consider me odd or different? I'd say, yeah, now and when I was young. I understand when friends need to be comforted. I'd say yeah to young and now. I can tell, like, I'm weird about sympathizing. Like, I understand why it's making you upset, stuff like that. I don't know. I am very sensitive to the way my clothes feel when I touch them. How I feel is more important than how they look. I'm not like this with my clothes. I am like this with my blankets. So I'll say, because it says clothes, I'll say never true. I like to copy the way certain people speak and act. It helps me appear more normal. I do this unintentionally. So I'll say true only because I noticed, like, I didn't say the word cunt until I started watching Australian YouTubers. So that, I don't know if that's what it's asking or if it's related at all, but it can be very intimidating for me to talk to more than one person at the same time. I'd say no. I actually like talking to multiple people because I feel like it's easier to bounce off of multiple people than just one person, I have to act normal to please other people and make them like me. See, I would say true now and when I was young, but when I was young, I was too stupid to know to do that. But I would still say that I had to act normal, you know what I mean? Meeting new people is easy for me. No. I get highly confused when someone interrupts me when I am talking about something I am very interested in. I'm like that with anything I'm talking about. Like, if you interrupt me, I'll like keep talking, and then like 5 seconds later I'll be like, wait, what? You know what I mean? I'll say yeah. It is difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking. I'd say never true. I'm pretty sympathetic. I'm good at that. Understanding where people are coming from and why they feel a certain way. So I'd say never true. I like having a conversation with several people, for instance, around a dinner table at school or at work. Yeah, I like that. Like I said, it's just easier to bounce off of multiple people. I take things too literally, so I often miss what people are trying to say. Yeah. No, definitely. Someone will say something like super sarcastic to me as like a joke, and I'll take it like seriously. Like, so I met the original Black Power Ranger at Comic-Con like a couple years ago. And he said, "What time is it?" And I said, "Oh, where's my phone?" And he said, "It's morphin time." So I'm a fucking idiot, But it is very difficult for me to understand when someone is embarrassed or jealous. Hmm. See, I want to say I'm sympathetic. Like, I'm good at, like, I understand why you feel that way. I'll go ahead and say it's true, both. Once you tell me, hey, I'm embarrassed or I'm jealous, okay, I understand. But I never really see where people get that from. You know what I mean? Some ordinary textures that do not bother others feel very offensive when they touch my skin. I'd say never true. I'm not like even when I eat stuff, like touching stuff too, I don't feel like weird about it. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. Yes. I can't I hate staying at places apart from my house because I can't do my normal things. I can't go on my computer, I can't play my games. You know what I mean? It bothers me. I have a circadian rhythm 24/7. I've never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship. Never true. I love being in a relationship. Not like I'm incapable of being single. Like, I like being single too. But when I'm in a relationship like the one I'm in now, greatest fucking thing. It is difficult for me to start and stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I am finished. True. It's hard for me to start a conversation, but it's also hard for me to stop. Because once you get me on a roll about something, I fucking keep going. I speak with a normal rhythm. I don't know. Say never true. I don't know what a normal rhythm means. The same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. Like, you just get used to it, Do I really get used to shit that bothers me? If it truly takes the time to bother me, oh wait, I would say never true because I don't get used to shit pretty easily. Like if it bothers me, it's gonna keep bothering me. The phrase "I've got you under my skin" makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't like that. Sometimes the sound of a word or a high pitched noise can be painful to my ears. High pitched noise, yeah, that's normal. I can't think of any word that like I've heard and like I hated it. I mean, I hate certain words. I'd say never true. I am an understanding type of person. I can be fake understanding though. You know what I mean? Like, do I understand? I'm getting really self interest, whatever the fuck. Do I actually understand you, or do I just say I understand you to stop the conversation? I think I've grown up. I'll say true only now. I do not connect with characters in movies and cannot feel what they feel. Never true. I connect with every movie I watch. As soon as I finish watching fucking any kung fu martial arts movie, I want to fucking punch a wall. I I connect with movies heavy. I cannot tell when someone is flirting with me. True now and when I was young. I'm an idiot. You might as well be flirting with a brick wall. I can see in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. I'd say true. If I take the time to really be interested in something, I'm gonna be able to be like, oh, what does that look like? You know what I mean? I keep lists of things that interest me even when they have no practical use. For example, sports statistics, train schedules, calendar dates, historical facts and dates. I would say never true, only because I do that when it's relevant to something. Like, oh, that'd be a good video idea, you know, and I'll write it down. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. I have a social meter, and that shit runs out so fast. So I'll just sit in my room and watch Modern Family. That is the perfect reset. I like to talk things over with my friends. I'll say true only now, only because I've gotten better about it. I used to be really bad about talking about stuff. I'm getting used to it now. I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I am saying. True now and when I was young. There's no worse feeling than like explaining something that you're so interested in and, you know, like putting your heart into that conversation for them to just like not care. And you don't know because they're going to be nice. They're not going to say, hey, I don't give a fucking shit about this. So how many questions are there? Holy shit. It can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they're talking. Nah, I feel like I'm pretty good at understanding that. Like if you're talking with your hands, like I am Italian, dude. That's our language. The same thing, like clothes or temperatures, can feel very different to me at different times. Yes. There are multiple times where I just hate things I love because I am not in a good mood. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my favorite sweater, fucking throw it away. I don't care. Irrational, I know. But I feel very comfortable with dating or being in social situations with others. I'll say true only now, and I'm still learning to get used to it. I try to be as helpful as I can when other people tell me their personal problems. Yeah, I've always wanted to, like, you know, make people happy. So like if I see you sad, like, hey, I'm gonna do what I can. I've been told that I have an unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high pitched. I don't think I've heard that from anyone else. I think I have a weird voice. I'll say I've never heard someone. I'll say that I've never been told that. Actually, I'll say when I was younger than 16, because I'm sure I got told like, hey, your balls haven't dropped yet. Sometimes a thought or a subject gets stuck in my mind and I have to talk about it, even if no one is interested. True now and when I was young, I do this thing. We'll have a conversation, and in my mind, I create tangents that no one else has necessarily brought up. And just because I thought of it, I have to bring it up. But like no one else knows why I brought it up. You know what I mean? It makes sense to me, but to no one else. I do certain things with my hands over and over again, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving things by my ears. Yes, I do this a lot. Or I'll like tap my fingers in order. That wasn't in order at the end, but or I'll like if I have a pencil or something, I'm like twirling it between my fingers. Not fast like a drummer. Like I definitely look like robotic doing it and I look like I don't know what I'm doing. And it's because I don't. I have never been interested in what most of the people I know consider interesting. True now and when I was young. I just did this in my New Year's resolution video. I have always been the type like, hey, like if everyone else is talking about this new show, I'm not gonna watch it. You know what I mean? The only thing I'm really like that with is Marvel, like because everyone loves Marvel, but that's just because I love superheroes so much. I am considered a compassionate type of person. I'd say true. I think I'm compassionate, but like some people would call me a dick. Definitely. No, that's for sure. I get along with other people by following a set of specific rules that help me look normal. Yeah. You know, you got to do things that fit in or that like are socially accepted. And then when you get to know the person, you can be a little spaz. But, you know, you got to be normal at first, I feel like. It is very difficult for me to work and function in groups. Never true. I work pretty well in groups. I keep saying it. I bounce well off of like a large group of people. Not large, but like, you know, like 4 or 5 people, whatever. When I am talking to someone, it is hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused. No, I'll say never true only because, like I said, I'll create tangents in my head and that lets me like switch the conversation whenever I want. It probably makes the other person very upset and confused. Not me. It makes sense to me. Sometimes I have to cover my ears to block out painful noises. I wouldn't say I've done that. Maybe as a kid. I'll say when I was younger than 16. I probably did that a lot as a kid. But now I just like kind of suck. Like, you know how when you're a kid and something hurts, you cry? But like when you're an adult, you don't cry, but you like kind of want to. It's like that in a way. I can chat and make small talk with people. No, I am the worst fucking person to be in an elevator with, or probably the best, I guess, depending on how you are. I don't talk with you. If our conversation is not like long and thought out, I don't want it. If I'm gonna put effort into talking to you, it better be worth it. Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. For instance, when I hurt myself or burn my hand on the stove. I have 8 tattoos. I didn't feel a thing with any of them. So I'd say my pain tolerance has gotten better. I'll say that. When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it is my turn to talk or to listen. Yes, some people if you take too long of a pause between like words or phrases, fuck you. You throw off my rhythm. I'm trying to play double dutch in this conversation and it's fucking me up. Stop it. I am considered a loner by those who know me best. When I was younger than 16, I'll say that. I've definitely like gone more like, yeah, like I want to hang out with my friends, you know, because I don't have a whole lot. So like when my friends do want to hang out, fuck yeah. I usually speak in a normal tone. No. No. I like things to be exactly the same day after day, and even small changes in my routines upset me. Like I said earlier, I don't like going places. I don't like traveling. I'd say true only now. I'm a little weird like that. Like if I can't do my same shit every day, I don't like it. How to make friends and socialize is a mystery to me. Yeah. It calms me to spin around or rock in a chair when I'm feeling stressed. Yes. I want to feel like a baby sometimes, so like fucking rock me, you know? Fucking hold me in your arms and do this. The phrase, he wears his heart on his sleeve, does not make sense to me. No, I'd say it makes sense to me now. I'd say it makes sense to me. Like I understand what it's saying, but like I don't like it. Like I don't get why that it like everyone can see your heart, I guess that's the only thing I can think of, but If I am in a place where there are many smells, textures to feel, noises, or bright lights, I feel anxious or frightened. Maybe not frightened, but I feel overwhelmed for sure. If there's just a lot going on, I don't like it. Cause like I do this thing a lot and people think I'm always staring in the gym because of this. If I see something like large or like bright or really like sticking out like a thumb moving around, I snap to it and it's hard for me to get off it. So like I'm not really staring at you, I'm staring at, I guess I am staring at you, but I'm not meaning to. I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else. Fuck no. I like to be by myself as much as I can. When I'm not with my girlfriend, yes. Like I want to be alone with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on filing cards. And I pick out the ones I need by looking through the stack and finding the right one or another unique way. What the fuck? Reading this question should be the test. I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on filing cards. And I pick out the ones I need by looking through the stack. I don't understand this question, dude. So like if I'm trying to like remember something, I have to go through everything I remember and be like, oh, that's what it is. Yeah. I think that's how that works. The same sound sometimes seems very loud or very soft, even though I know it has not changed. I'd say no. I mean, maybe sometimes I'll be like, is that really as loud as my phone can go? But that's it as far as that. I enjoy spending time eating and talking with my family and friends. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love like big family dinners where like we're all just talking and shit. I can't tolerate things I dislike. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason I don't like it. There's very few things I don't like, but if I don't like it, fucking, I hate it. I don't like to be hugged or held. I'd say when I was younger than 16, I like it now. Like I'm a very like, hey man, fucking, you know what I mean? But when I go somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route or I can get very confused and upset. Yes, Google Maps is my best friend. If I miss a turn, I'm fucked. So you know, I'm also a stickler. I'm a huge stickler about like I can't have someone tell me directions. I have to see it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you gotta turn right up here. Fucking where? It is difficult to figure out what other people expect of me. I got a college degree and I'm not even using it now. So I'd say yeah. I like to have close friends. I don't have a lot of friends, but the ones I have are really close. People tell me that I give too much detail. People don't tell me that, but I catch myself doing that. I try to give too much background to a story, and I feel like that's really annoying. I am often told that I ask embarrassing questions. I wouldn't say I'm told that, but I feel like I do. But I also like try to let them know, like, hey, like you don't have to answer. You know, I'm just curious type of deal. But I tend to point out other people's mistakes, only as a joke. I never like try to make someone feel bad about it, you know? This is the moment of truth. Okay. So all scores of 65 or higher are indicative of autistic traits. The higher the score, the more autistic traits you have. So 65 or above, and I got a smidge of the tism. Let's figure it out. Let me go back to that. Oh, download PDF. Hold on, what PDF? Oh, it's all my answers. So I got 141 at 130. So let's break down the score. 25. You are not autistic. 50. Some autistic traits, but likely not autistic. 65, the minimum score at which autism is considered. 90, stronger indications of autism, although non autistics may score as high. 130, the mean score of autistic people. Strong evidence for autism. 160, very strong evidence for autism. 227, the maximum score autistic people acquired in Ritvo's seminal paper on the RAADS-R. No single test is conclusive. Yeah, but I blew that bitch out of the water.